After patching out the popular duplication glitches in Tears of the Kingdom, the litigation enthusiasts at Nintendo asked themselves, how do we make ourselves less popular today? And decided the answer would be sending Valve a cease and desist. Just pure tactics over there. Dolphin, a widely used open source GameCube and Wii emulator, announced this weekend that its planned Steam release is indefinitely postponed. Nintendo is arguing that if this software were released on Steam, it would violate Nintendo's copyright by allowing people to play games they legally purchased in 4K. Obviously, you have to wait for the remaster!
I can pirate Nintendo with just my voice.
Woohoo! Jail. Now, as much as it hurts us to say this, Nintendo's claim has a smidge more legitimacy in this situation than we're used to, as Dolphin does contain the Wii Common Key, Nintendo's proprietary code for decrypting Wii games, meaning that Steam would be on the hook for distributing copyright infringing material starring pipe-dwelling Italians. Woohoo! A spokesperson for Nintendo said that the existence of Dolphin harms development and ultimately stifles innovation. Innovations like charging you a subscription to play older, uglier games. One innovation Nintendo has allegedly not achieved quite yet is the prevention of Joy-Con drift, with reports that the brand new Tears of the Kingdom Pro controllers have stick drift right out of the box.
Dual rail drifting.
But obviously,
is this what they mean by Tokyo Drift?
It's cool over there. The answer to this is obviously that these controllers were never meant to be used. They were strictly for scalping on eBay. Today at Computex, Nvidia announced ACE for Games, a tool that enables AI-powered natural language interactions with NPCs. Finally, I'll be able to talk to the town's local cheesemonger about the finer points of aging cheeses and sourcing milks whilst fending off gremlins.
I want to ask the dragon if he's busy later.
We could fight now, I guess.
The service is composed of several pieces. Devs can build and deploy customized language models, incorporate speech-to-text and text-to-speech so players can literally speak to the characters, and a facial animator that can match a character's facial expression to what the character is saying. They showed off a video that both demonstrated the AI technology and the widest aspect ratio we've ever seen on YouTube. That was the real innovation.
Wide load.
The demonstration was fine. If by fine, you mean weirdly formal speech patterns, stone-faced animations, and emotionless dialogue.
Like BioWare?
Yes! A perfect replica of a modern Western RPG. Like everything AI, some are worried this technology will cost future, if not present, jobs in the game industry. Personally, I think it will create massive demand for devs that can program new and inventive ways to stop players from bothering the cheesemonger for too long. He's got work to do. He's got a family at home. He makes the cheese, he doesn't want to talk about the cheese.
It's an intricate process.
Something he knows nothing about because he's AI, he's not real. And Mark Gurman, AKA Edgar Allan Poe's The Conqueror Gurm, got to take a look, that's a deep cut. Got to take a look at Meta's unannounced Quest 3 headset to see how it stacks up to Apple's upcoming model. Since Gurman shoots like a Sherman, eradicating squirmin' vermin, get ready for learning when I deliver Gurman's sermon. Thank you, Jacob, that was fire. Specifically, he commented on the brand new color pass-through cameras, which offered a more lifelike experience than the Quest 2's non-color pass-through cameras, which would only be lifelike in the 1940s when everything was black and white. That's why old pictures are like that.
It was different back then.
No wonder Grandma's still grumpy. Gurman wrote that the pass-through rendering of the real world allowed him to use his phone while also wearing the headset. The whole point of us building these things, so we can use our phone. The genius of this is you can leave the headset on forever, so you never have to deal with the embarrassing red marks it leaves on your face. Gurman also mentioned the Quest 3 is far lighter and thinner than the Quest 2 and has much improved performance due to its second generation Snapdragon XR2 chip. Comparing the headset to Apple's upcoming one, Gurman called the Quest 3 about a fifth as much in cost, while being more than a fifth as compelling, which is often how TechLink gets compared to LTT. Now it's time for Quick Bits, brought to you by MotionGrey. Tired of back pain from prolonged sitting and staring at a screen all day? Do you feel called out? MotionGrey aims to provide ergonomic workplace solutions at affordable prices. Their sit-to-stand desks come in a wide variety of models and sizes, are simple to assemble, and come with a bunch of available accessories, so you can pick one to suit your needs. They also have a range of ergonomic chairs available, with each one focusing on adjustability, affordability, and providing maximum comfort. So check out MotionGrey at the link below and use code Linus for 10% off your purchase. To ensure standardized measurement, we keep the original Quick Bit in a vacuum-sealed container within a vault. And we no longer make eye contact. fact, we learned that lesson. Asus decided to solve the burning GPU problem once and for all by announcing a graphics card with no power cables. You just look at it. All the power comes from a second PCIe connector that allows for 600 watts to be delivered to the card. Pretty good. The connection is proprietary and requires the use of a compatible Asus motherboard, so if anything goes wrong, you'll have to deal with Asus's customer support twice, so it's a bit of a trade-off. A recent study has found that AI writing assistants can affect the opinions of their human users. Researcher Maurice Jakesh had participants write essays about if social media is good for society while using an AI writing assistant. One group's assistant was made to be biased towards positive opinions of social media, while another's was biased towards negative opinions. Jakesh found the assigned assistant's bias affected both the essay and the opinions of the participants they shared in attitude surveys afterward. So go ahead and use AI to help you write your English lit essay if you're fine getting gaslit into believing you actually enjoyed Moby Dick.
Based on a real story. Way more cannibalism in real life. There's a bunch of Quakers ate each other on the sea.
There's real history. We're learning something. According to the European Union, Twitter has pulled out of the EU's voluntary standards program intended to fight disinformation. The EU's Internal Market Commissioner announced it on the platform itself, while mentioning that Twitter will be required to combat disinformation come August 25th, when the Digital Services Act comes into effect.
I don't believe anything I read on Twitter.
No thanks to this. But instead of just tweeting that, the commissioner added, obligations remain. You can run, but you can't hide. Which leads me to believe that Europe is manufacturing bureaucratic terminators.
Elon, you son of a bitch.
Sign the form. Recently surfaced internal documents show that Sony patented a handheld device very similar to their recently announced Project Q as far back as 2015, leading to the shocking revelation that cutting a controller in half and gluing a screen in the middle is something you can patent. Despite possibly 8 years of development, rumors among industry insiders indicate that the handheld has a whopping 3 to 4 hours of battery life, equivalent to half a Steam Deck, or, fittingly, one whole Wii U gamepad.
When did that come out again?
Was it 2015?
No.
And a law firm suing a Colombian airline submitted a brief citing 6 cases that don't exist because they were made up by ChatGPT. One of the lawyers behind the brief admitted in an affidavit that he had used the AI in his research, but worry not, he double-checked its work by asking it if it was lying and what its sources were. A ChatGPT, a lying liar who lies, responded that of course the cases were real and he could find them on legal research platforms like Westlaw and LexisNexis, which of course he didn't check if those were real.
Those are real sources.
Those are real websites. But you'll want to check back on Wednesday for more tech news. If you don't, the EU's Internal Market Commissioner will come visit you while you're sleeping. And you don't want that.
Pay your taxes.
Trust me, it's not fun. I saw you think that. Ah!